Brace yourself. It's Super Game Boy from Nintendo. Play your Game Boy games on the Super NES in living color. Even choose your own color combinations. Play all 350 Game Boy games. How does that strike you? Super Game Boy for the Super NES. Game Boy games in color, intense.
Video games and other simulations use something called texture mapping. That is the detail in every surface. The best texture mapping has always been done by the folks who make simulations for the military. Now, with the defense dollar shrinking, those companies would like to transfer the technology to companies like Sega and Nintendo. And that means we ain't seen nothing yet. The simulated war. How far into the future will it be before wars are fought on the electronic battlefield? No bombs, no bullets, no hand-to-hand, no blood. Just a scorecard.
Is this gonna hurt?
Inside an M1A1 TDT is as close as you can get to the battlefield without having to wear a flak jacket. TDT stands for Tank Driver Trainer. It's a product of the newly formed Lockheed Martin Company.
This ain't no Honda.
It sits on a 3-axis motion control platform that combines 3 displays to give the driver a 180-degree field of view.
We have 36 different databases here. We have mountains, we have large towns, small town, we have winter and summer.
And the hardest one is?
The snow.
Everything suddenly turned white.
Yes, this is one of the most difficult ones because the friction coefficient is so low. Actually, the handling is worse than an automobile.
The Army has 18 TDTs and has logged almost 200,000 miles without so much as a bent turret.
You don't want to hit the tree. You really want to hit the tree?
How he tells me.
Well, you don't know.
Oh!
Well, I guess your quarters have run out now.
When you consider it costs $75 a mile to skim along in a real M1 versus about $5 for 15 minutes in this, that's a lot of saved quarters.
It was okay in there, but now I have this simulated nausea in my stomach, and you might perceive this red stripe across my forehead. That's from the helmet, but the bruise on my hip, I don't think that's simulated. How do they do that? This is one heck of a simulator.
The silicon engine that drives this tank is the CompuScene 2000, a real-time 60 Hertz 3D animation generator.
So the CompuScene is a special computer. How special? Well, a typical desktop computer today might do 100 million instructions per second. Big deal. We're dealing in billions and billions of instructions in this.
So where is all this defense computer technology going? Well, into an arcade game, of course. Sega is working with Lockheed Martin to develop rides with 32-bit 3D polygon graphics and the best photo texturizing in the business. This represents a quantum leap in response time compared to everything before it.
Sega never let an outsider develop an arcade game for it until this one. This is Desert Tank. If you look at these scenes, some of them might look familiar, kind of like the real high-end Tank Driver Trainer. Some of the lines are a little more jagged, and it's not full motion, but it's the same technology, just on a smaller computer with smaller drivers.
Hey, watch it! I'm driving here!
This driving simulator, still in the development stage, is a 3D texture-rich rendering of downtown Orlando.
We actually went out and scanned in photographs of different cars and buses.
Rosalie Babona is the program manager of Lockheed Martin's visual demonstrations. The catchphrases here, according to her, are 3D texture and real time.
This particular scenario is a full 3-dimensional database. I could fly anywhere, okay? Which means that this system upgrades at 60 hertz. You won't see no jitter, no flicker.
See, I can't get over how smooth it is. It's really smooth.
The texture is startling when you compare it with the same scene without texture.
So I can't wait to get this on my own desktop. I mean, this is every video game lover's dream, is to have something that is really smooth and that has really detailed graphics. That doesn't cost $1 million. And that is soon to become a reality. Lockheed Martin is working on shrinking all this computer horsepower into something called the Real 3D 100 chipset for your personal computer. Now every desk will become a pit stop for your own personal Daytona 500. I don't want a home theater. I want this. I want one of these in my living room. The heck with the home theater.
Everybody all right back there? I told you to worry about that before we left.
Think of these new cards added into your PC this way. In the way you get improved sound with a sound blaster, you'll get improved reality with one of these reality blasters. Probably too expensive at first for mere game players. Gina?